show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host, Superman, in the house. And boy, oh boy, if you're not bullish about crypto and Ethereum and PulseChain, you should be. It's going to be next level, guys, next level. And today we're going to be showing some of the true alpha that's happened over the last, I don't know, maybe 12 hours. It is pretty crazy. Get excited. You guys are about to get rich. And that's pretty much it. So if you got a good position in the right stuff, you're about to moon. It's going to be so awesome. And we're going to go through the alpha today. We're going to break it all down. We're going to be going a bit deeper than we normally do. So pretty cool. Let's get in house. We got Wookie in the house there. Kiwi's on top. Good to see you, Wookie. Big shout out. We got Sean O'Malley as well. Morning all. Good to see you, Sean. Hope you're doing well and welcome to the chat, as they say. Yeah, if you're not on X, don't forget to share the show around as well. Smash it out, and it takes a moment to hit the repost button on X and, of course, share on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and follow. We're only 2 followers away from 1,000. Are we going to hit it during this live stream? Are we going to hit 1,000 followers on X before the end of the live stream? As you guys know, I had to rebuild a new channel, and, of course, they took it down unfairly. This is social media. We know how censorship goes, but we are back, and, of course, can we do it? Can we do it? So let's go. Can we do it? Two more followers to get to 1,000. That is the plan. So smash it. As you guys know, we are one of the only 2 daily shows on in the PulseChain community is Crypto Paradise and, of course, the Crypto Night Show. And, of course, we bring you the alpha every single day. We break it down in detail. And, of course, it is exciting times because it's about to go absolutely moon. Absolutely moon. So pretty cool. Let's get into it, folks. We've got a lot of cool stuff going on. We got Q-Baller in the house there. Morning all. Good to see Q-Baller. A big shout out. Welcome to the chat as well. PLSX is there as well. Time for a stream with Crypto 7. Well, he's on the opposite side of the world. So he does the UK. I kind of do New Zealand. So we're both he's at the top of the world. I'm at the bottom of the world. Even though, Wookie goes Kiwis on top. But I'm sure that he's doing a great show up there. And, of course, he has a special guest that he has on as well. All right, we're going to have a great time. So let's look forward to it. And let's get straight into the show, I think. Without further ado, we've got a lot to cover, guys, a lot of ground. This is going to be a truly epic live stream. I am excited. We are going to break down some alpha today. It is going to be incredible. We're also going to be covering, obviously, the stock market. We're going to be covering crypto. We're going to be covering the Ethereum acquisitions. It is massive overnight. And we're going to be obviously covering PulseChain. It is getting ready. It is primed for the absolute huge run. It's going to be amazing. We broke down some of the cool alpha yesterday. In fact, we've been breaking down alpha every day, only because there's just so much good stuff coming. We've got to look at it all, and that's pretty exciting. I'm so excited about it. We're going to have a look at PulseChain Monster Thread. It is out, guys. Number flipping 14 is out. Monster Thread 14, weekly news, the hottest news. It is amazing what is going on in the community and, of course, around PulseChain. It's awesome stuff. And, of course, we're going to share that too. Coming up, the big shout to MVS Crypto, the promotional lead for the Crypto Night Show, editor-in-chief of the Monster Thread, crushing it with that as well. And, of course, all of the awesome projects that are in there, some of the best engaging, best performing projects, rising stars are in the Monster Thread as well. So big shout out to all those teams. We're going to go through that too. And, of course, things are just getting bigger and better and better. So you got to be really excited about that. So good. We're also going to break down Torus because obviously Torus is a beast. And we've got Unity coming on PulseChain. So the same thing is going to be on PulseChain. I think it's going to be pretty fierce. So it's going to be pretty cool as well. So we've got lots to talk about today, indeed. So look forward to it. Hexvader in the house there as well. Hey, gang, good to see Hexvader. Big shout out. And, of course, the Wars have the wobbles. Yeah, the Wars definitely have it. Hey, it's the psychological. I said, this is why I keep saying to Wookie about the Warriors, is that they don't have it in their head. That's why they never win the grand final. So no, they even if they get there, they're pretty close. It's all in the psyche, and they lose it. Hey, that's just the way it goes sometimes. All right, let's get into the alpha, guys. Are you guys ready? I wish I had a countdown. I just had a countdown. What am I talking about? I said I wish I had a countdown. I had a countdown. The crowd goes wild. Yeah. All right, without further ado, let's get into it. It's going to be a lot of fun show, so let's drop the alpha now. Now, we're at the stock market, of course. Wall Street stocks in down, inflation data, and China trade in focus. So we've still got a little bit of wobbles here going on. So we're going to have a look at that. We've got Dow Jones down 0.5%, 200 points at 44,000. S&P 500 down 0.25%, 16 points at 6,373. And the NASDAQ, with all the tech companies down 0.3%, 65 points to 21,385. Those are the stock market. So a bit of a retrace today. So we have up and downs. Let's have a look at the last week on the chart for the NASDAQ. And you can see, we've got actually a general ascendancy, but just down today. But you can see we had up and down and then ascendancy for 2 days or so, and then down. So that's kind of where we are on the chart. US dollar is 98.33. Remember, Trump came in, it was 108, just to give you an idea. So it's down 10 points there. Let's have a look at commodities. We've got West Texas at $64 and Brent oil at $66. So let's have a look over the last 6 months. We can kind of see that impact. And we can see overall that it's come down quite a lot, around about, $6 plus maybe $8, something like that. So Trump's definitely delivered on a lower oil price there. Obviously, gold at the moment is just down slightly, $5 at 3,400. And then silver is just down a tad, 5 cents to $37.73. But what a tear silver has been on, right? Look at the 6 months on silver, and look at that move up there on silver. Nice, eh? Nice. So pretty good there on the commodities. But like I say, we've got a few things coming up. Obviously, we've got July's consumer inflation report is due on Tuesday. Big deal, right? Big deal, because we want interest rate cuts. We want altcoin season to have that final stamp of approval. I think it's unstoppable anyway, but that would just add fuel to the fire, let's say. So very, very, very exciting there. So inflation data starting to, hopefully get a little bit of movement there. Obviously, we've also had the weaker employment, if those numbers are accurate. And of course, that means we maybe have an interest rate cut coming up as well. So we're going to look at that. So there we go. That is coming up. Let's have a look. We also got the China trade deal. Looks like Trump has given another 90-day extension on that from the looks of it. Pausing sharply higher U.S. tariffs on Chinese import for another 90 days. I think that's kind of for me, that's a little bit of probably a little bit of an error on Trump's part. You guys know I'm super bullish on Trump and his moves. But that's probably a little bit of my view, probably a little bit of weakness there. Let's see where they go. They've probably got an end game in sight, so I'm just going to trust Secretary Scott Bessent on that one. But that's kind of where we are right now. All right, so let's jump over to the expectations around the Fed rate monitor right now. This is what we're looking forward to, right? 5 weeks and 1 day to go and 17 hours, 2 p.m. Eastern, the 17th of September. Keep that in your calendar. That is one of the two big dates coming up for us. At the least, we're obviously expecting a lot around the digital strategy from Trump's team over the next few months. But that is kind of the key mark there, that 17th September. We have 84% now expecting a rate cut of 25 basis points. But, of course, we're hoping for that 50%. We're going to see how this economic data comes out with CPI, with some more warehouse gate prices coming out, I think it's Thursday, Friday. So we're going to look at that as well. I think that's on the PPI. I think it's coming out this week, and all those sort of things like that. So keep a lookout as well. In fact, we've got the calendar up here. Maybe let's have a look and see whether that's got the details coming up there. And sometimes you have to shuffle. So let's have a look at this week on the calendar there. I'm going to try and get rid of all the rest of the stuff. So we might have to go in and filter. You guys are willing to bear with me on the filter? Let's go do that. Now we're going to clear it all. And we're going to go for the United States of America. Have you ever heard of that country? The United States of America. Okay, for those, put your hand on your heart, guys. We're about to sing the national anthem, which the US has pretty much one of the best, if not the best, national anthem, if you ask me, out there. What else there? We got, we're going for the 3 marks, the triple marks, and I think we will probably be fine. What category we're going to have? Inflation. Let's do inflation. And what else? Economics. Employment, economics activity. I don't think we've got much else coming out, but let's go for that. So apply the filter. Bam. There we go. What has it given us? A drum roll. Well, it looks like we've got CPI coming up there on Tuesday, and that's very big deal, right? We're looking for that for the interest rate cuts as well. We've got the PPI on Thursday, so I got those both right. How about that? That's from memory there. And then we got our retail sales coming in on Friday. So that is the data, and so it's quite a big week there leading into that interest rate cut. On that one. So looking forward to July rates for CPI and PPI. PPI, pretty much the gate prices, right, out of the factory there. So CPI, the retail consumer ones, of course, that's the play. All right, so that's our update there. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Who else have we got in the chat there? We got Wookie says, oh boy, woohoo. We got Diamond Hands in the house as well. Big shout out. Hey, we got Derek from Rhinify. Hi all, good to see you, Derek. Always a pleasure. And welcome to the chat there. So that is the mark. Let's jump in from that into a crypto. And let's go full crypto mode there. We're going to go to the big screen. And we got the market cap at $4 trillion, up down 1% right now, 18,051 coins. Let's have a look at the Bitcoin. It is sitting at 118,680, down 0.4% from yesterday. We're sitting at about 119K yesterday. But Ethereum there slowly moving up, 4,225, down 0.3% today. The irony there is that we've had massive acquisitions coming from the Ethereum acquisition vehicles. And of course, they're doing a lot of OTC type trades to pull that volume. But those will probably run out at some stage because there are so many competitors, and it will have to be market buying. So we're going to keep a lookout for that. XP 500. We got XRP. They're currently at $3.14, down 1.3%. BNB down 0.2% at $805. Solana at number 6 is down 3.9%, $175. We've got Doge there at number 9. It is down 4.4% at 22 cents. And then Tron rounds off our top 10, up 2% at 34.5 cents there. So Tron is the best performer of the day. And for the week so far, the best performer is, drumroll, is Ethereum, up 13.3%, which is a very bullish sign. And of course, we're expecting big things. We're going to break it down today. Now, looking at the top 100, we've got Lido has moved to number 1. Wow, it's taken over from Athena there. And Lido is sitting at number 92, 58%, a big power move this week. Athena up 30%, Chainlink at number 3, up 24%, Kronos up 18.8%, and then Mantle at number 5, there at 16.2%. So we've got a lot of the mid-ranges sitting in the top link there, and one high and one low range or rank position there in the top 5. That's kind of where we are on the mark. And look at all the different Ethereum entities here in the top 100 that are all on the move. 15%. Look at them all. So Rhizo, Stakewise, Binance, Big, Raptors, all the ETH pools, Rocket Pool, they're all taken over. So it's game on, guys. The theme is clear. The ETH acquisitions are here. That's pretty much it. Look at them all. ETH. Look at them. Boom, 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 all the way down. Holy Duke Yowza. What a mega theme this is going to be. It's going to be awesome. All right, let's go to the top gainers. We've got Kodata there in the top 1,000, Rise and Leora there in the 1,000. Let's have a quick look at what's happening in the top 1,000, just to keep an idea of some of the more riskier plays. Number 428 is Kodata. It's been around since July the 24th, so not too long at all. And it's had a big rally off the bottom. It was down at 28 of a penny. It is now at 1.5 cents. A nice play on that one. And that is on the BSC chain. Let's have a quick look at the website. I think we may have looked at this one before, but we'll have a look again. That's right, we've got to sign on. That's right. I made the same mistake last time, didn't I? Made the same mistake last time. Here's the website. So knowledge layer for AI, your knowledge. So we have seen this a couple times now, and that is on the move. So there we go. I look at so many things, sometimes I forget, but then when I see it, I go, oh, yeah, I've seen that before. So there we go. It's got a market cap 127 million. So keep a lookout for Kodata. Seems to be staying up on the rise there. Obviously, you don't want to buy the top. So, use your RSI and averages for that. But definitely on the move there. So maybe something to potentially look at for the bull market is the old Kodata there on the BSC. Now, the other ones we've got, of course, is Rise. This looks new to me. I haven't seen this one in particular. Remember, there's 18,000 coins on CoinGecko. This is number 701, sitting at 7.2 cents, and it's got a violent chart. That's a pretty violent chart. It's been around since May the 16th this year, so a couple of months. And look at this thing, man. Oh, my God. It was down at 1.7 cents, and then look at this thing. It looks like a violent ride, like a roller coaster ride. It came all the way down. Oh, my gosh. Down to 2.5 cents, and now it's just ratcheted right up to 7.2. So that's not one for the faint-hearted. It might be called Rise, but it's more like Scary Rocket Monster, something like that. I don't know. It's pretty scary. Looks like it's on base chain as well. Let's have a look at the websites as well. So we've got Rise, eNet. They're the decentralized gateway to tokenization. So obviously tokenization is a mega theme for this bull market cycle. Transfer your assets into wealth with secure, scalable tokenization, driven by federated learning. Keep full control of your data, etc. So that is the play there. They've got lots of shilling going on there. Let's have a look at their other site, t-rise.io. Tokenize anything, anywhere. Transfer your assets into digital opportunities effortlessly. There we go, raise capital, etc. So that is a rise, sitting at number 701 right now. What a violent chart that is, OMG. All right, so let's go to the last one, Leora, in the top 1,000. It's sitting at number 754. It has been around, how long here? Been around since the 4th of August. So it's only, it's only like 6 days, is it? 8 days, 6 days. For 8 days, 8 days. All right, we're sitting at 1.7 cents there, and it's just taken off at 1.7 cents now at 16.5 cents. So what a beast there, and doing pretty well, right? Doing pretty well. Let's have a look at the website, and let's have a look at that. So Leora Tool, that's on the move, and empowering creators with decentralized control. We kind of like that. Obviously, as doing YouTuber and X and all that, decentralized ownership. Empowering creators through decentralization, ownership, freedom, monetization, and governance. There we go. So that's the website. Bam, bam, bam. Lots of bubbles running around. Who's the designer? So that is it, what we do. So that is on the move right now. That's on the move right now. And yeah, let's have a look at that. Where are we up there? It's on Tron. So at least Tron's got something that's on the move right now. 754. I joke. All right, so let's go away there. We got the top trending ones: Notcoin, Fartcoin, and Ethereum right now are trending, and they're all down, unfortunately. They're all down. But total market cap, 4.023 trillion, down 1%. Bitcoin sitting strong at 118,700, and Ethereum there at 4232. And of course, we're going to be talking about all the bullish news on that today. It is pretty crazy. Big welcome to Brennan in the house there. Howdy, folks. And of course, Brennan says Sean gets it. Sean gets it indeed. All right, so don't forget to check out X and smash the follow button. We're trying to hit 1,000 followers. We're going to come up to that later on. We're at 998, so definitely try and hit the follow if you haven't already as well. Don't forget to share the channel around on X also. That is the channel. That is the link there. So smash that repost button as well. All right, so let's jump back here. We're going to get into the main alpha stuff. Shall we go there? I think we're going to flip back here and go through this. So look at this, guys. Look at this. In fact, we're going to go back to the big screen. We're going back to the big screen. But look at this, guys. Woo! Look at that. 3.49 million Ethereum now is in the strategic ETH reserve, and that is 2.89% of the total supply. You guys know total supply about 120.7 million ETH in existence. About 35% or so is staked in protocols like Lido, and we just saw on CoinGecko they're on the move in value. And here we are, 14.74 billion now is now sitting in the ETH strategic reserve. That is crazy good. There are now 70 participants. It's gone up from 68 to 70. What did I guys tell you in the last show the other day when we covered all of this? We went through MNAV and all the details there. Was that we're going to expect an explosion of the entities, just like we saw with Bitcoin treasuries. We're going to see a whole explosion, and we could see 50 to 100 firms probably in the next sort of 9 months, 12 months, that sort of period. It could be quite explosive as the number of entities come in, small and large, right? Small and large, but particularly a bunch of large ones, which are just flooding in right now. And those big ones have been buying. Look at this. We've got the latest buys here, the 11th of August, FG Nexus, which came out of nowhere. Remember, that was at the bottom. It was pending. We didn't know what they had. I think about 7 ETH or 7,000 ETH or something. They have bought 40,900 ETH. And, of course, it's probably done OCC, something like that, because it really hasn't really made too much impact on the price yet. But that is super bullish. We've got SharpLink Gaming has bought 76,900 ETH as well today. And then we've also got, look at this, Bitmine Immersion, 317,000 ETH. Who the hell are selling these ETH to these guys? But it's being sold, and they've been picking it up. And that is $1.3 billion. That's insane, guys. That's insane. Look at that stuff. And we've even had IVD Medical Holding back on the night there pick up 5,000. It is game on, guys. If you don't believe. It is huge. So let's have a look at the rankings right now. We've got Bitmine Immersion. It's sitting at 1.2 million with a valuation now 4.85 billion. In fact, let's do the refresh just to make sure we've got the latest and greatest here on the valuations. Yeah, 4.86 billion. And of course, look at that, up 600% in 30 days. Market cap 6.6 billion as well. And of course, their last price, $58.98. I think they closed last week on $51, if I remember rightly, with a high of $53. and their last price $58.98. And of course, they are looking to acquire how many? 6 million coins. What will their run rate be? We know that they're running, give or take about 12 times faster than strategy. They're going to do the strategy faster. What Michael Saylor did, they're going to do it faster, and it looks like something like 12x faster or so. And of course, how much will they be able to get before they really the price they just can't get it on OTCs and other ways, other means. They've got several means. That's what Tom Lee teased about. But it's got to be some limit there at some stage. But of course, we're still early. There's probably still plenty of ETH running around that's been willing to sell. And, the people want to get that flat price. So kind of cool. That is the mark there, 1.2 million. They're looking for 6 million coins, guys, 5%, what Tom Lee calls as a sovereign put, right? The sovereign put controlling 5%. And you guys know these are institutions. They're coming in for the long game. And that means that they're going to create maturity in Ethereum. They're going to shore up the economic and staking features of the Ethereum chain. It's mega bullish, not only for Ethereum and the flow-on effects, the second layers, and the flow-on effects, of course, the PulseChain are mega huge. Billions of dollars are coming, and we're only just warming up. It's only been about, 35 days, 36 days, something like that. It is happening so fast. It is really, really important there. That speed part is a key catalyst. And of course, we also know that goes into MNAV, right? MNAV here has dropped down from about 1.7 to 1.48. This is not fully updated with the new share issues. Obviously, they're doing a lot of new share issues to raise capital for these ETH treasury reserves, and they're probably going to be moving to some more exotic type of raises as well. We got SharpLink there as well, 598,800. And that is obviously also increased, right? Another 76,900 added, another $324 million added there for SharpLink number 2. Now at just under 600,000 SharpLink there. That is massive. Now, if I remember rightly, I think they're targeting about 1 million. But I suggest to you, these guys might put targets out of 1 million, but they're just going to go beyond it. I bet your bottom dollar. There's going to be a great clamoring. There's they fall for their own. They fall for their own. What do you call it? Gold fever, let's say, or let's say ETH fever this time. So yeah, we've got Ethereum and the ETH machine there, 345,000. So we've had the two top ones there purchase, and then we've come down. We had FG Nexus down here, right? That is the other big purchase, and of course that was 40,900, and they have jumped all the way up to number 13 here, FG Nexus here. Look at this, 47,300 ETH, sitting at $200 million. Let's scroll all the way down. They were down here. They were down at the bottom as one of the 3 new entrances that were pending, and now they have jumped all the way up to the top here. It is exciting times. So, number 13. Lucky number 13 there. Underneath the US government, for goodness sake. That's hilarious. So there we go. And above Lido. How do you do that? But anyway, that's pretty amazing. And look what's at number 5, guys. You guys know it. PulseChain is primed. PulseChain sitting at number 5. And of course, we are getting so much attention there. We've been in a number of publications. We're going to look at that on the Monster thread coming up. But that is huge, guys. We are on the move. PulseChain, as I said in the title, mega bull run is primed. And of course, yesterday we broke down what? We broke down some speculations around Raquel Michelle, the biggest PulseChain and PulseX sacrificer, and all the platforms that he's launching, and some back channel to Richard Hart, possibly through RG3 and the crew, or somewhere like that. And of course, they are looking to hand over the business keys apparently to Richard Hart. So that's on the move as well. Where will that lead? And of course, will the Saudi money come? Will the institutional money come in the United States? VC money come from the United States? And is the link to Donald Trump Jr., the link to the White House, as a tease with those breadcrumbs from Raquel Michelle? And of course, he's got all these platforms he's going to be launching. Is it game on? Liquidity, yield farming, coin listing ranking site. What is in store? It's coming, guys. And of course, that's just cherry on the top. Capital is coming on top of this move. It's huge. Now, no doubt, are they going to have their own little, are we going to see a boom of PulseChain? Are we going to see a move of PulseCoin acquisition vehicles? Are we going to see PulseChain acquisition vehicles come up? If you're a developer out there, are you going to be looking to try and build something like that? Obviously, if you're in the United States, you might be to get them registered and things like that. But is this going to be a boom? We're seeing ETH acquisition vehicles. Are we going to see PulseChain acquisition vehicles? We are a full system state copy of Ethereum. It is game on. We did beat the SEC in the courts. It is game on since the 7th of July. It's exciting, guys. It's exciting. The world of possibilities is opening up, and we have some key makers like Raquel Michelle and others that could really absolute fire up this chain. It is primed. We've got the mega theme primed. We've got PulseChain key actors primed. It's going to be game on, I think. It's very exciting. All right, so that's kind of where we are right now. And we're sitting there at the PulseChain SEC at number 5 with 166,300 ETH. And that has now gone up in value. And, of course, we've seen the ETH price there is going to about to explode. Once the OTC DS type deals start getting more difficult to find, it's going to put more pressure on market buying. And that's probably why Tom Lee has the price up at 15,000, 16,000 by the end of the year and potentially a top of the cycle, maybe somewhere between 30K and 60K. The numbers are all getting re-rated because all these buyers are coming in, sucking on the supply. And so now we can re-rate prices higher quite recently. And then further down the track, Tom Lee says this is a 10-year play, the best 10-year play that he can see. And he's been talking about even higher prices for Ethereum, up at 400K and so forth. And he sees that the current price and the current rally, the current gold fever into Ethereum, for example, is like the 2017 play, what we saw in Bitcoin. So it is going to be crazy, guys. You've got to get excited. This is absolute game changing. We're seeing the substantiator. We're not just saying, this is a speculator, this is a scenario, this is a probability. This is actually happening. And look at it. We've got 3 of them just topping up again today. Every week, these guys are moving at speed. And speed is a key theme here. And, of course, it's a very big component of the MNAV, right? That premium over net asset values that these guys have got. So net asset value essentially is the amount of ETH that they buy, less than your liabilities. Typically, they have next to no liabilities. And, of course, divided by the number of shares they have. And, of course, then we also have the MNAV there with the risk premium, right? The risk premium there about the amount of income they can earn. So on a lot of strategic, on Bitcoin ones, they can't really, stake Bitcoin, right? So, but in Ethereum, you can stake Bitcoin. You can then price that into your MNAV. And then, of course, if you've got big liquidity, big circulation, you get a high MNAV, just like we see with Bitmine immersion at 1.48, right? They have a very big trading pool, one of the top. And we're going to look at that in a minute soon as well. So this is very, very cool. Now, you guys have heard me talk about a lot of this stuff before. You may or may not have been aware of the huge acquisitions over the last sort of 12 hours of Nexus and, of course, SharpLink and Bitmine. But we're about to break it down to another level. So let's go. And this is a new coverage on the show, on the Crypto Night Show. So let's start breaking that down. So bullish, guys. Get bullish. We're going to have more players, more ETH acquisitions, and at a fast pace. And, maybe Bitmine Mission, if they're after 6 million coins, they could have potentially maybe 2 to 3 million by the end of the year. But, of course, as the price moves up, they're going to be paying a lot more for that price, but they're going to help push the price up. And just like you see Michael Saylor, who bought some more Bitcoin overnight. Yes, they keep buying. They keep contributing to the price going up as well. And, of course, he's looking at prices of $1 million Bitcoin and beyond. His target for, I think it's 2045, is $13 million on his base case for Bitcoin. So he's just buying. So anything around 100K, that's like buying it down $1,000 for him or something. It is super, super cheap, right? So it is crazy times. Well, let's move on and break down these acquisitions. We're going to go to Bitmine here. So Bitmine here put out this release here. Bitmine today announced ETH holdings of 1,150,000 tokens. ETH holdings are valued at 4.9 billion. And of course, 317,000 more ETH than a week ago, 2 billion higher than a week ago. That is the mark there. Bitmine is third largest crypto treasury in the world. So it's the number one ETH treasury that is out in the world right now. But it is also the number third largest crypto treasury in the world, only behind MSTR. So that's the strategy holding Bitcoin there from Michael Saylor, and Mara as well, sitting at number 2. So huge, guys, huge. So the actual valuation is sitting at 75 billion. We've got Mara there at 6 billion, and we've got BMNR at 5 billion. But we know BMNR, that's Bitmine immersion, is going to flip Mara probably by next week or the week after. You're talking about a week or two here at the current at the current pace that Bitmine is accumulating ETH. It's a game changer, guys. Really, really massive. Also, we see that Bitmine also benefits from being a highly liquid stock, and this is a very key part. We talked about the MNAV. Remember that? It's the premium. So you have your NAV and your MNAV. The NAV is the MNAV is the premium. That's where they make a lot of the magic money, right? Is that premium, because they're basically doing a multiple on the future income, because you can stake ETH. You can say, oh, I'm going to earn this much ETH this year. Let's say it's $10 million. And then you can say, well, I'm going to give it a stock market multiple of 20, right, or 25. And then I could just multiply that 10 by 2025. And then it will give me an MNAV of maybe 0.6 or something like that. And then I add in the liquidity, right? On top of that is the premium to MNAV and the circulation MNAV. And then, of course, it get up to an MNAV about 1.5. Now, that MNAV could be real high. It could get up to 6, could get up to 4, and it could come back down to like 1.2 or something like that. So it can move around, but that gives a premium, and therefore that theoretical price should be matched in the market price. And so you could make a leverage on a leverage. That's why we talk about an X on an X. So if we had the net asset value as being just buying Ethereum and holding Ethereum, and then you add the MNAV premium, right? So you add in the income multiplier, you add in the liquidity and the circulation turnover, then you get that premium. So if you wanted to say, I don't want to just buy ETH, I want to buy, Bitmine on the market, you could do that, and you'll get an X on an X, right? That's basically the idea. So it's pretty mad gain. So it's going to play there, and it's coming at $58. So it could be worth minimum $300-400, but people are talking about $1,000 Bitmine immersion price, and we're currently at $58. So there we go. You get the idea. All right, so that's kind of the play there. We've got Bitmine ranks at number 25 among the top 5,700 US listed stocks. Now, that's something that a lot of people don't know. So it is huge, guys. Bitmine trades 2.2 billion daily. That's massive, absolutely massive. So huge, and of course they're getting bigger and bigger. The more ETH, they're looking at 6 million ETH. They're only at 1.2 million now. So you can see this is all just going to go up, up, up and away. We're talking about mega moves here. Mega moves. So BMNR trades more daily than JP Morgan, ranked number 27. Look at these ranks here. Look at this. So we've got BMR, Bitmine immersion here. Look at the companies in front of us. We've got Costco, Oracle, Netflix. Look at it. MicroStrategy, obviously. We've got that there. We've got Coinbase. We've got Robinhood. We've got Broadcom there. We've got Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, Tesla, Nvidia at the top. This is a game changer, guys. Look at that. Huge, huge, huge. So we've got market cap. The 5-day moving average volume there, $2 billion compared to Nvidia at the very top at 25 billion. But look, all the other ones that are in front of us, Costco, Netflix, super microcomputer, all around 2-3 billion, all pretty similar. So Bitmine is batting but way above expectations. They're huge, and it's only getting it bigger. They've got to still, do another 5x of the volume that they're getting right now. So we could see them go to 10 billion. Let's assume that, and that would put them up here with Microsoft, guys. It could put them up with Microsoft. So let's see what they look like in 2026. How Bitmine immersion volume is going relative to Microsoft at number 7. And of course, we've got the Magnificent 7 up here, right? The Magnificent 7. This is huge. You see the magnitude of all this? It's ginormous. And of course, at the moment, Bitmine is still a relatively cheap price. Look, we were talking about Bitmine back when it was in this $20 mark. Now it's up at $58. And you can see the potentiality that it may end up going up way, way higher there. It's exciting, guys. Exciting. So if you've got targeted IRAs or something, you might be able to get access to that. All right, so there we go. That is the play there. So huge stuff going on here. And then, of course, we've got the company strategy. Bitmine is detailed in the investor relations page there as well. We're probably going to go through that at some stage. So I'm going to save that to the bookmark there. Let's move on. So this is the investor relations, of course, for Bitmine. You can see the price there moving. Pretty awesome, right? Pretty awesome. And of course, that's kind of cool. We've got the corporate presentation and everything else. If you want to go next level, do some research. Get into it. Obviously, I'm going to cover a lot of it, but you can get in here and check it out. It is awesome, guys. We're on the move. We're on the move there. And of course, you can check out the chairman's message, the Mr. Famous Tom Lee. He is driving a lot of this narrative too. He's kind of the biggest poster boy of it. It's pretty exciting. So check that out. And he's a great person to listen to there. Now, the other big one we said was SharpLink, right? SharpLink is on the move, right? SharpLink is awesome. We got a press release of SharpLink. SharpLink, of course, number 2, sitting up there, 600,000 Bitcoin now. Sorry, Ethereum, 600,000 Ethereum now. Is amazing now. So today announced that it has entered into securities purchase agreements for an aggregated 400 million with 5 global institutional investors. So if you're wondering how they're doing it, this gives you a bit of a breakdown there. Some of which are amongst the largest in the world. Combined current ETH holdings of approximately 600,000 on Sunday, the 10th of August. Approximately 200 million in ATM proceeds yet to be deployed. So they're going to be buying more as well. And like I said to you guys, they start like this and they say, oh, we're going to do like 1 million. And they're up to 600,000. And then they get to 1 million and they go, let's add another million. And of course, there's only so much Ethereum out there, right? So the price starts really moving up. And then they go, hey, look at the other competitors that we've got, the other ETH acquisitions. There's all these, there's like 50 of them all trying to get Ethereum. We got to get there first. And they have to go first. They have to move first. They have to move fast. It's a ferocious beast, guys. It's a ferocious beast. And even these guys who are huge juggernauts are in the game, right? They're in the game. So it's pretty awesome there. So Joseph Challam there, co-chief executive officer of SharpLink, stated raising nearly 900 million in capital over the past week underscores the market confidence in SharpLink's ETH treasury strategy. The speed and scale of these investments reflect not only investor trust in SharpLink, but also the growth recognition of Ethereum's transformative potential. The purchase agreements, and of course, there as well. So we've got a lot of extra detail. We're not going to go through that, but that is where fantastic SharpLink is on the move, guys. It's on the move. So very, very cool there. So we're going to get into the next one, of course, but really, really excited where SharpLink is going. And of course, this is definitely going to be huge for them moving forward there. You can see 8 hours ago, $900 million capital raise last week. Pretty awesome. So it is game on. So SharpLink is doing some pretty cool stuff. And now we're going to move on to the third one. We saw that Nexus came out of nowhere. Remember, it was way down the bottom of the ETH strategic reserve list, and it was pending along with the other two companies. And now they have made their move, first move here, but their move is about to go next level. This was just their opening move, and of course, it's exciting. So yeah, basically Nexus there said today in their press release, 11th of August, announced that it officially kicked off its acquisition ETH with the goal of creating one of the largest treasury holder companies in the world. Guys, get excited, man. Get excited. I mean, we're talking about, they start off. It's huge. It's massive. It's massive. They start off with next to nothing, and then suddenly they jump right up to the top there, and they're moving there. But this is just their opening move, and they went to number 13 on their opening move, and that's just a small move, right? So yeah, today they announced official kickoff start. And of course, they're basically on the move right now. So let's jump over to the 10th of August there. They're now holding 47,000 ETH, right? So they previously had a symbolic 6,400 ETH. And of course, since the first acquisition, and of course, now they are currently holding 47,000 ETH on that 40,000 plus buy, right? So pretty awesome. And they bought at 4,228 at the current market price, pretty much, isn't it? Isn't that funny how it's the same market price? And of course, they pretty much, the deals are being done on the OTC for sure. So yeah, FTS Nexus has already deployed all of its net proceeds from the company's announced $200 million private placement towards purchasing ETH. That is where we are right now. And we're going to hear from the chairman, I think it is. So let's go back into the other view and listen to the chairman here talk about it.
Talk to me about this FG Nexus debut, $200 million raise and the Treasury strategy, your role.
Okay, well, my role, I'm co-founder of the company itself, and I'm executive advisor to the board. With regard to FG Nexus itself, the money that we've raised and all the money we're going to raise going forward, we're going to use to buy Ethereum. And then I think we've got a management team that has a whole lifetime of history with regard to Web3 and digital assets. So we've got Jose Vargas, we've got Ted Rosenthal. They've spent their entire career in this world. And then they're being led by Maya Winovich, who has been a pioneer in this space. She was one of the first people that did a bank acquisition that used Tether, and she was head of emerging technology at GE. She brought the first stablecoin presentation to them. So that's a pretty solid team. Then on the other side, you've got me, you've got Kyle Sherman, the CEO of the company, and Larry Swetz, who's the CEO of reinsurance business. So you kind of combine the traditional finance group with a group that has spent their entire life in the digital world. And the combination of that, we think, is pretty powerful.
So there we are. We've got Joe Floggio there. And of course, we've got FGS Nexus co-founder. And look at that. Woohoo! And of course, he's talking a bit about the team that they've got. A bit of a match between crypto experts and good old stock market there as well. So pretty awesome. Yeah, and of course, funny enough, he was former TD to the America Trade, right? Which I think I've been on years ago. So that was kind of funny there. So Nexus is on the move, guys. It is huge. And of course, this is their opening move, guys. Their opening move. It's almost mind-boggling, dude, how fast this is moving and the amount of capital that's coming in. It is really crazy. But that is how much is happening. It is insane, guys. And this is just the beginning. Yeah, let me know in the chat there if you guys are just like handling this amount of capital, this gold rush. And it's still early. It's basically the beginning. It's like the first 5 weeks. It's insane. What's it going to be like 6 months down, 9 months down the road, guys? It is insane. It is really huge. So massive stuff happening there. Yeah, and look at this. They're going next level. I said 200 million. So you saw the video, 200 million, confirming that. And of course, look at this. Fundamental Global Inc. files 5 billion. 5 billion, guys. 200 million to 5 billion. This is the next play. Oh my gosh. I mean, come on, guys. This is huge. It is massive. I mean, this is the same size as we've got Bitmine right now. I said to you guys, it is absolutely insane. I just want to take a moment to think about how insane this is. And this is just the opening. We're in like week 5 or something since Bitmine kicked off. I think it was the 27th of June. They closed their first raise, and already they're up at 1.2 million Ethereum and running something 12x or so faster than Strategy has done. It is really mind-boggling, guys. We are early year, boy. Absolutely. We're early. It's going big. It's going big. This is the biggest game on the planet, Tom Lee says. Over the next 10 years, you can see it happening. It's not just words, it's actions. It's just crazy, guys. Crazy. And we've got another 5 billion shelf registration to fuel Ethereum acquisition accumulated. This is one company, and they're just stepping up. It's insanity. It really is crazy, guys. It is mind-boggling just to see this goes, and you got to be excited about it. It is just flooding through 5 billion there coming up. So that is the next move. So they do the first move, and then straight away they come out with the next move, and they go a huge, right? So like the massive amount. It's insane. From 200 million to 5 billion is their next move. That's their purchasing, and of course they're competing. They're competing against all the others, right? They're competing all against the others. It is insane. So that is from Nexus there. Pretty awesome. And we can see some of their posts here. Fundamental Global announces 47,000 ETH purchase, committed to deployment of ETH strategy. They are definitely committed. They've also changed their name from FGF ticker to FGNX on the stock market. So if you're wanting to pick up some of this token, some of this stock issuance, you can get it on market there from the looks. So I don't know if they were trading until today, but you can go check that out as well. And now fundamental move there. This game on. Look how many likes they've got. 743. People are clueless. Look how many views are on here. 743. You guys are singing the alpha early, guys. And that's what we like to bring on the channel. Look at that. Only 743 views on this. And this is mega huge, guys. Oh, my God. It's massive. It's massive. So you guys can say, hey, look, I saw it early on. And thanks to the Crypto Night Show for bringing it there. It is epic, guys. So I hope you guys have enjoyed that coverage. We are so early, and we are seeing this stuff early relative to a lot of people. It is absolutely game changer. Really is awesome. So that is our coverage of the Strategic Reserve, and OMG, it is amazing. It is amazing there. Absolutely fantastic. And of course, let's bring that back one more time because it is huge, right? So let's take a moment to think about where we are right now. You can come back to this video every single month from now on and just see where we are at. But it is insane. We're talking about all those purchases, guys. Look at that. What's that? 300, 400, and 450. I think ETH has been purchased. 450,000 ETH. Remember, the total supply is 120.7. Let's just take a moment to really think about that, where this is heading. So it's a lot to take in, right? It's a lot to take in, and it's pretty exciting. So 1.2 million, 600,000 Sharplink on the move. We got Nexus on the move here. We know that we're probably going to see some government stuff coming up in the next couple of months with strategies around accumulating Bitcoin and altcoins, particularly Ethereum. Obviously, the Trump Family Liberties organization there, everything else, it's going to be on the move. But look at all these other treasury acquisition vehicles in the mix. PDS, Bit Digital, Ether Machine, of course, GameSquare Holdings, ETH Strategy here. I mean, they're all on here, and they're all probably going to make bigger moves. They're all going to start getting bigger and bigger, guys, bringing billions of dollars into the game. Ink Chains Group, IDV Medical, all treasury acquisition vehicles, BTC Digital down here. And then we've got all these new entrants, right? Torus here, Cosmos Health, ETHZilla, and there are more coming. Like I say, we could see 50 to 100 of these things jumping on the list here. And of course, we may end up seeing TitanX and Torus and DragonX on this list as well. Maybe, possibly even Helios as well. It could be huge for the TitanX ecosystem. And maybe we should start seeing something like this. I don't know if you're out there, if you're Rack and Michelle, if you're somebody, are we going to make a PulseChain strategic reserve? Because we are full system stake fork of Ethereum. Is this going to happen on PulseChain? Is this something that someone's going to do? Are we going to see someone set up this ranking site and, of course, get a PulseChain? And then we're going to start marketing that as well. Because, if Bitcoin can do it, if Ethereum can do it now, why not PulseChain as a full system state copy of Ethereum? And, of course, what is Rack and Michelle up to? What is Richard Hart up to? What are some of the other, pretty leaders in our PulseChain community that are up to here? We could see some pretty exciting things. Obviously, around TitanX and Ethereum, they've got lots of ETH captured in their treasuries. We're going to see more action there. We obviously got Unity coming over to PulseChain. Will that be the first kind of quasi ETH acquisition vehicle in the sense that it's got a buy and burn, but still a lot of PulseChain will be held into that Unity. It's going to capture a lot there. This is exciting stuff. So you're out there and you're a developer. Maybe there's something you could move on. Maybe you can start networking. I can think of one network out there that already could probably start working on this. You guys know who you are. You guys know who you are. All right, so that's kind of the play. Hey, Blair, good to see you in the house there. Hi, all. Good to see you, Blair. And maybe that's a theme that we should start pushing on PulseChain is a PulseChain Street Reserve. Obviously, we need to set up the infrastructure here, and which is like a website, basically, and then start moving for some legal entities or something. We should see. Maybe we should get our own MNAV. We get our own MNAV for PulseChain, man. We get our own MNAV for PulseChain. That is a premium. So you hold Pulse, but you get the MNAV. And, of course, you can stake it in the validators. And, of course, just get that up. Maybe David Fedder's onto it, right? Who's going to be doing this stuff? It's pretty exciting. And then we get our own MNAV. You get a premium, right? You get that income premium for staking. You get we get Pulse on the move, right? So it becomes even more valuable, right? The Pulse validators get even more valuable. We got ERP 159, right? We got it. We got the validator reward. We got the fees burning. We got similar kind of proof of stake there. So it's game on, right? And Richard's got to have seen all this. He's already front run all this, right? He was in first. He was ridden first on the move here, just about, right? So not the first, but he was in early, right? He was sitting at number 2. But PulseChain SAC was sitting at number 2, and Richard Hart was the one that instigated it, right? And so now we've got all these 4 above us, but that's good. That's good news. And of course, maybe on PulseChain, we'll see that, right? And of course, we know who's got the biggest pulse, right? The OA SACs, right? SAC wallets, right? So they'll be at number 1 there, right? They'll get all the limelight, right? They'll be blowing up in value. It's insane, guys. Can you see the vision? We just keep spilling out the vision here. It is massive, guys. And that's why I'm spending so much time on it, guys, because this is huge opportunity. And, of course, we do have people that can actually get the attention out there. And what happens with the Hex investment fund, right? What with those guys? They're going to get listed on NASDAQ. Of course, they had problems with the SEC, with the court case. But are they free to run now? Is RG3 and all those guys with Rack and Michelle and all that, are they working on all this stuff? Right? Is it going to be happening, right? So, yeah, we could see some huge things, potentiality, and all it takes is people to make action and get things on the move. So excited about this, where this will be. But if you're a dev out there, maybe this is something you could move first, could get this website running up and start getting applications there, and maybe making a similar type of criteria to get listed on, obviously holding Pulse, and start moving that on the rank there, right? And yeah, because obviously once we got all the sacrifice people holding Pulse, right? We can convert that into, which has now got a lot of organic holders as well, into some sort of reserve, and start the same theme, dude, and run the same mega theme. We're looking at mega theme on mega theme. So not only do we indirectly benefit from Ethereum, but we directly benefit from PulseChain. The vision is massive. We can just keep scaling, laying all these visions on top of each other. Tokenization, payment systems, all of it, guys. It's all there for the cooking. Everyone's backing Ethereum now, and of course, we're a full system state. It just makes sense. We've got all the coins that were copied over. We've got new coins. It is a game on, and we saw Rack and Michelle there saying, you guys are not ready for what is coming. So yeah, how big will this be? How big will this be? I feel like we're like Jack and the Beanstalk, right? Playing a couple of beans and flipping, big giant stalks, and we're up there meeting giants. We're going to meet some giants, and it's going to be awesome on PulseChain. So that's exciting. I'm excited. Hope you guys are too. It's game on, folks. It's game on. Where will this go over the next, 2 years? Let's say 2 years. It's going to be absolutely epic. All right, enough of that, because I'm just so excited about that, where that could all go. Fantastic. All right, so let's jump over to the monster thread and get into PulseChain content. Let's see who else has jumped in the chat first. Obviously, the PulseChain weekly monster thread, the hottest, latest news on PulseChain, has just come out. And a big shout out to MBS Crypto, the promotional lead for the Crypto Night Show with that one. We got Wookie in the house there. Yes, now the time to jump on the Warriors. Yeah, the Warriors need a lot of help. They need a lot of help, Wookie. And it's psychological training. I think you need to be hired, Wookie, for the psychological training for the Warriors. And of course, that's what he means by Wars, right? The Warriors there. We got Harry Williams says, yo, what's up? All Pulse for the win. Absolutely. It's just getting bigger. I mean, it's supposed to be big. Man, the last 4 or 5 days, what have I been talking about on this channel? It's just been absolutely alpha drops, alpha vision, alpha scenarios. I mean, it's just huge, guys, what we have got in store for us. And the more that we find out, the bigger it gets. And look, I said this yesterday, PulseChain is still asleep. The community is still asleep. What happens when it wakes up? And of course, sometimes it just takes a little light, a little flicker. And what did Richard Hart say? The match is almost struck, right? It is a game on. It is going on. Get ready for greatness. So we certainly have the maestro at work. We got Blair in the house as all. Hi, Blair. Good to see you. And we got Christine as well. I love the Bulls run. I bet it's going to be good. Now, what do they do that? Is it in Spain or Mexico, somewhere like that? They do the run of the Bulls. But yeah, looking forward to that, Christine. And of course, they're here in crypto as well. So let's get into it, folks. Let's break down the monster thread here. And of course, we're going to go get the link so you guys can share it, give it a good read. It's got all the latest stuff in there. And we're going to run through this. There's going to be a little cool stuff there. So what's that? PulseChain. I'm just going to give full name. PulseChain. Let me put it right there. PulseChain weekly. I got to make sure I spell properly too while you're doing it, right? Weekly monster thread number 14. Got to get the number right there, right? And it is hot off the press, and that is it right there. Bam. All right. So check that out, and don't forget to give MVS a follow. Don't forget to give me a follow. We're trying to hit to 1,000 followers today on our new channel. So smash it out. There we are. The weekly monster thread number 14, guys. Number 14. It is hot, and you want to check it out. So we're going to have a quick check it out of it now. Where should we go? Full mode, or we go to mini mode? We'll go to mini mode, and of course here we are. Let's go full mode on the screen there. How does that look? That looks pretty good. All right, so that is the monster thread. Don't forget to give it a good read. Smash the likes on it. Hit the comments. You guys all help to pump your own bags. And, of course, this is the main newsletter. In fact, there is really no other newsletter. This is the main, public square, as it say, for the news. And so check it out. The Herald is heralding, as they say. All right, so this is kind of where we are. So we've got lots of cool stuff happening. Let's go to the top. And weekly, PulseChain weekly monster thread number 14. That's 14 weeks of goodness. And we got Richard's van. Empress rival, Xavier's week, and much more. All those teasers there. Support PulseChain by smashing the retweets, and of course, ready for this week's hottest news. And the first one kicks it off. And this is hyper bullish, and hyper popular. This got retweeted so much across PulseChain, and that is the mysterious marketing van. Richard Hart teases a cargo van rumored to transport 200,000 free electronic devices. While we've got different parts of our community in different countries managing the logistics and distribution. One of them happens to be RS Griffin. I think I had the hiccups there for a second. RS Griffin's details labeling and distribution process in the United States. So it looks like they're looking after the US there. And of course, we saw a flying van. You guys remember that? So people sending a flying van with PulseChain on it around the whole X. That was awesome. That is the original picture, of course, and that Richard Hart posted. So game on. And this could be less than 10 days away, right? It's getting very close, almost to a week, is it? Where this marketing is going to drop on PulseChain. Pretty epic. So that's pretty exciting. Everyone's getting excited about that. The other big thing, of course, we just covered is PulseChain sacrifice, right? Reserve treasury there. Let's pull that up actually while we're here. So Pulse, let's look into RH, and of course the big shout out to Gerardo. He's the one that covers this. Obviously, a big influencer and founder in PulseChain, and of course he's got $707 million now in the PulseChain SAC that we just talked about earlier. $79 million in the money, and we're up 12.5%. Isn't that pretty awesome? And this is just the beginning. If we get to $15,000 ETH by the end of the year, you're looking at $2.5 billion US, guys. That is where we are right now. So that is the big news, covered very nicely in the monster thread. PulseChain SAC reserve up and away there. Now we also getting some mainstream crypto press. So we obviously got gatekept a lot by fake DeFi platforms, right? Like MetaMask and places like that, getting gatekept everywhere. All the exchange, MEXC, even degenerate MEXC. MEXC is about as degenerate as you can be. And of course, even they managed to gatekeep us as well and everything. It's just ridiculous. Some of the worst culprits in crypto gatekeeping PulseChain because of the SEC. I mean, come on, the gall of them, right? And of course, PulseChain, the true DeFi chain, and of course now really the only one out there. Richard Hart, of course, defending PulseX and Hex as the true DeFi chain, and winning, beating the SEC with a knockout blow. I mean, come on, it was pretty awesome. And of course, the wins of sea change, or whatever the phrase goes, change, right? So that's pretty much it. So we got Coin Telegraph there. Article highlights PulseChain Strategic ETH Reserve as top 5 holder, starting to get some recognition. As I said to you guys, the Strategic ETH Reserve is a free marketing billboard, guys. If you've got ETH over 100 ETH, you can get on it. It is crazy, guys. And of course, PulseChain Strategic ETH Reserve, top number 5. We're getting some free press there in the Coin Telegraph, and also that followed on after TradingView also covered it as well. So we're really starting to get some mainstream coverage there. And just being number 5 on that list is really, really cool. Really, really alpha there. Liberty Swap, also obviously on the move. Liberty Swap being the latest big bridge to come. Obviously, that's been very much trending, very much the flavor right now. And of course, they are doing some really great utility for PulseChain with on-chain to on-chain bridge there through using the official bridge to do capital liquidity. But it's really, really good. And they're going to be having 40 chains. That's where we're moving to. 40 chains, 3 tokens in, and from 40 chains. And of course, that is exciting. So stablecoin, USDC, USD Tether, and presumably DAI as well. So pretty awesome there. Bridges nearly 4 million in 9 days. And I think last month we saw the whole month of July was 8.5 million, if I remember rightly. So already in 9 days, they've already got a faster run rate, which is pretty cool. So that'd be put the run rate. If we did 8.5 million last month, probably puts us at 12 to 14 million this month, right? Going through Liberty Swap. So pretty exciting. And at 6,128 transactions. So that's kind of cool. So they've hopefully they're getting enough fees now to self-fund. But it does appear that someone big is backing them. And who is it? Who is it, guys? Who is backing a Liberty Swap? Someone is backing them. They've got a yellow ticker, etc. So some of the things behind it. You guys let me know in the chat what you think. Then we've got Impress Arrive. So we're getting all these big influencers, right? Last week in the Monster Thread number 13, we had Xavier with almost, I think, 480,000 followers, so almost 500,000 followers coming into the PulseChain community. He'd been sort of tipping his toes here and there with people like Fast Abdul, and has really moved up forward here as well. So pretty exciting, and he's given some nice shout outs. So Crypto Empress is another big influencer, right? 135 followers, and you can see she's a beautiful woman here, and she's celebrating in the old Marina restaurant. How about here? And she puts out this little comment here. You can see in the picture, which is pretty cool. It's a full screen there. Let's see, how loud is the PulseChain community? Ready, set, go. That was on her post there. So kind of cool. And she's got arrives on PulseChain and called on the community to show how loud they can be, getting hundreds of comments. So exciting stuff happening there. Now, obviously, we also had David Feder. Richard Hart put out this comment. He says, devs, this is from Richard Hart, devs, be smart and run your own node. And what did Richard Hart say? Richard Hart said, David Feder published a YouTube video on running a PulseChain node, emphasizing its ease and benefits for developers. And as you guys know, David Feder is pretty much, as far as if it's the data is accurate, has helped supply machines for something like 70% of the values on PulseChain. So if that number is accurate on GoPulse, then that is absolutely impressive. And he does it full time, right? Does it full time. So you should definitely check out David Feder. Obviously, very much a very popular person in the PulseChain Hex community. So awesome stuff there. David responding pretty quickly to Richard Hart's opportunity there. We also have Internet Money Space. Internet Money, of course, with KG there. He's joined Change Now. So the big payment system, Change Now, one of our bridges as well, for an X Space is discussing what is decentralization in 2025. And of course, there are a lot of huge names in the space. So that was really good. We're now getting onto these big platforms. So we're getting big media, crypto media companies covering us with the ETH Strategic Reserve. We're getting, big payment systems in the crypto now engaging with some of our protocols like Internet Money and KG about decentralization. So we're getting into discussion, which is only a good thing, right? The more press you can get, the better, right? That's the pretty much it. And getting more mainstream coverage. We also got Ivan on tech. He's obviously always been someone that's interviewed Richard Hart, engaged with the PulseChain Hex community. Often he likes to joke around the PulseChain community as well, because of all the the Black Swan events and Grey Swan events we've had to endure under the SEC and all those other things. But of course, when it all comes into making money, he's back, right? He's back on the old PulseChain train, right? So he gets off the train, he gets on the train, gets off the train, gets on the train. Well, it looks like he's back celebrating Hex there. Even if he's laughing about it, he's still excited about Hex. And, of course, shouting out the RH coin. So kind of cool. We look forward to that. And welcome back, Ivan. Welcome back, Ivan, on tech to the community. We got Crypto Rank Top 10. Now, we got Crypto Rank, of course, lists the top 10 holders among companies and foundations, including PulseChain SAC. So we're getting even more coverage from the mainstream guys. 630,000 followers on this, right? So we're getting more eyes slowly seeing us. And what you want is constant attention, constant publication. That's how you do well, is that you become a branded name. People recognize you. And of course, PulseChain is going to become, more and more familiar with people. So that's kind of cool, that awareness as we talk about it. So it gets on the top 10 there. Pretty awesome, eh? So being on that Ethereum strategic list, as we just went through for about half an hour, that is so important. And you can see how it is impacting because we are getting covered on a lot of these sites, right? So we got covered back here on Cointelegraph. We got covered down here on a crypto rank, right? And the markets, when they start moving, when they get those green candles, they get covered by people like Ivan on Tech, the big influencers. It is pretty awesome. And then we start attracting more people like Crypto Empress there to the market. And of course, we've got a lot of cool people working, to encourage people to come over, like Fastall and others as well. So that is very exciting where we're heading from now. Now, also, obviously, we covered the quadruple golden crosses the other day on the show. As you guys know, on the show, we've been dropping alpha day after day after day, and we're living and breathing this stuff like we just can't get enough of it. It is so awesome, and we covered all these golden crosses, and they're all coming up together. Look at that. Woo-hoo! Yeah, boy. It's fantastic, guys. It is it's pretty awesome, man. It is awesome, guys, and you guys got to admit, it is pretty outstanding. Look at those golden crosses together. Isn't that a beautiful thing? It's meant to be, guys. It's meant to be. Right time, right place. And that's why I said PulseChain Mega Bull Run is primed. It's primed. And look at this. Look at this awesome golden crosses. And, of course, we had a little bit of a pullback in the price, but still holding the golden crosses, but letting the RSI just chill a little bit there, waiting for the market makers to make their moves, right? And it's very, very exciting. Now, the only one that hadn't completely crossed was Ink Token. We're going to check that out today, but all the other ones had crossed. PulseX crossed first, and then, of course, we saw Hex cross second, Pulse crossed third, and that was live on the stream the other day. And then, of course, we got Ink Token, which probably, I don't know, maybe it's probably crossed now. I haven't looked at it today, but that's probably there as well. So kind of cool. We also obviously had Xavier's amazing week. Obviously, we talked about big influencers coming. A real Xavier's been amazing out the community, building up his profile in the PulseChain community. 480,000 followers, reaching a whole ton of new audience. Very much an entertainment audience, but he's been out there smashing it out one after another, doing a really great job. And really appreciate that. He's been pushing out the monster thread, pushing out other influencers out there. It is really, really exciting. So a big welcome to Xavier there from South Africa. And we got obviously Trump's EO there, opening up the 401ks, just more money coming into crypto in a mega way. So people with their 401ks can now target into crypto, which is exciting. So this is even more bullish. So we've got the Ethereum theme, and then we've got obviously the 401k theme really being elevated this time. Now, obviously, Mo Mindset, we've had him in the monster thread a couple of times, promoting PulseChain at Berry Music Festival there, 10,000 attendees. So get out there constantly. And this is the heart of the Pulsican, right? Getting out there, spreading the word. And of course, there's beautiful artwork there about Richard Hart and getting massive, massive attention there on the big screen in front of 10,000 people. And also talking to the local mayor. Pretty awesome. And of course, we've got to bring it in. Matty Allen, of course, has done 8-9 different PulseChain conferences, Hex conferences online. He's been a very played a very important role in PulseChain's growth over the years, particularly in downtrends. And he just got engaged to his best friend of 15 years. So a huge congratulations. You can see the really beautiful photos there, and even the proposal. How about that? Isn't that beautiful? And you got to this pulls the heartstrings, that one. And huge congratulations to him. Fantastic news there. And special congratulations from the Monster team as well, which is a nice touch there. Now, obviously, following in after that beautiful moment there, and of course, we wish him very well there, is the PulseChain Conference, which is his, 8th or 9th one. And 4th annual online PulseChain Conference will be held on August the 15th to the 17th, hosted by Matty Allen, and with about 102 speakers there. And opening appearance there will be by Crypto Chat 7, and he's donating 2 of his Hex watches as well. So that's the opening speaker there. So we look forward to that. Obviously, recently we had the RH Max conference, so we've got 2 people now hosting major conferences, and of course, Matty Allen has been the genesis of that. So pretty awesome. Finally, we have SEC liquid staking. Of course, SEC declared crypto liquid staking, not securities, a major win for a lot of crypto with liquid staking now. So good for PulseChain too and DeFi adoption. Now, there were some honorable mentions, of course. We're going to go through a few of those. We got Tam, a big shout out to Tam out there. Declares all in on Hex and RH and posting some really good social media stuff out there. So big shout out Tam. Crypto Solve going into the data. So if you like the analytical side of data, you can check out Crypto Solve and all that sort of stuff. Here's a contest to trace 5,000 USDC for a prize. So you put that out there. Pretty cool. We also have, Matty Allen's been talking to the billionaires, Brock Pierce in Bitcoin. Will he appear at the PulseChain conference? It's always good to have some billionaires at the PulseChain conference. Just another sign of PulseChain, excitement and flourishing. Crypto Coffee, of course, polls around pub ties Is it going to have an impact on Pulse? Well, so far we see pump tires often dominating on the old Pulse chain, so it looks pretty good at the moment. Let's see how far-reaching it will be. And then finally, Whitney Magic there sharing some very beautiful message here about how crypto will change your life, particularly around optionality, what sort of things you can do in your life, if you get more wealthy off crypto, and of course, particularly attention to, how that affects a woman as well. So big shout there, Whitney Magic, on that one. So that is the monster thread number 14. What a fantastic time. And you can see the sentiment getting very bullish. We've got new people. We've got people doing new things. We've got engagements, for goodness sake. We've got marketing and promotions. We've got, Ethereum moving up the ranks there. Lots of public press. It's game on, folks. Every week in the monster thread, we see different cool things happening in PulseChain. Pretty awesome. Not only do we have that, of course, we have some amazing teams in there. We've got Vox Farms offering super high triple-digit yields. So you definitely got to check all that out, which is pretty awesome. So you can see all the cool yields in Vox. Vox is crushing it now with all these partnerships as well. We have some good farms on PulseChain. We've got a farming revolution going on. Let's be just frank about that. We really have got some cool stuff happening with some of our, probably 7 top farms now. And we see that Raquel Michelle is launching his own farm. So we're probably going to have 8, 9, 10 farms on PulseChain moving up short. Now, obviously, we've got our own anime. I mean, how many chains have their own anime series? I do not know. But Hog is out there, and Heart of the Fallen is amazing. Pulse of the Fallen is pretty awesome. So that is the series, and Hog is the main character. And, man, we get some really cool stuff from Pulse of the Fallen. It is incredible. And, of course, Chapter 11 is out right now, so you've got to check that out. And you can see he's training for revenge, or at least something like that against Colin McGregor. So let's see how he does. Is he going to be, getting it on there? So kind of cool. Now, big influences like for your friend Somi and Xavier talking about Heart with Pulse of the Fallen. So it's definitely something people are really picking up. It's exciting. And I think it's synonymous with PulseChain. It really is amazing there. You can see Somi there giving it a good breakdown. And he's actually a main character actually in the whole series. So looking forward to that. And his Pikachu, of course, as well. So pretty shout out there. Now, we've also got Radon there on Nexian farms. Radon's really crushing. I think they're like 60% of Nexian farms is Radon. And, of course, big shout out to Crypto Bro and the team. These guys are doing amazing, and the artwork's fantastic. But the yields are pretty exciting. So we're looking forward to that. And I think the chart's been pumping recently, if I remember rightly. So check out all that on Radon there. We're going to see a lot from this team. This team is really just starting to ramp up. They are everywhere. Look at that artwork, man. Yeah, boy. Radon. That's looking badass. Is that? I'm scared. I'm just watching the thing. It's pretty scary stuff. So that's awesome. Get out. You want those high yields on Nexian with Radon. And, of course, they've got a whole ton of tokens there with the deadly sins, right? The 7 deadly sins. Looking pretty good there. So check it out. We've also got Emmett Farms. We talked about Vox Farms and Nexian. Well, Emmett, of course, is crushing out there. Good, big shout out to Kairos and the team. And they've basically, look at this, Emmett Farm flies with Peacock Meme Mania. And, of course, obviously Liberty Swap crushing it with their own token, Peacock. And now Emmett Farms, they're taking them in. It is pretty awesome. So you can now earn on Peacock token something like 170% APR. So check that out as well. Looking pretty good from Emmett. They just keep bringing the high APRs. Look at these APRs across many of the Richard Hart core coins and stuff like that. You've obviously got popular partners as well. PDC, the Greys, RhinoFi. They've got it all. Emmett, and of course, many others. So check that out on the old Emmett there. They are crushing it too. Look at this, man. Poof. Look at the artwork coming out of PulseChain teams, man. Kid you not, some of the hottest teams on the monster thread. These guys are not mucking around. They're not just sitting back in the little corner. These guys are really on the move, not only innovating around DeFi, but also growing their communities and, of course, growing PulseChain. It is awesome. So big shout out to Emmett team there. Absolutely doing an amazing job, really. Now, we also have got a lot of cool things happening with RhinoFi. So we've got a lot of innovation around tokenomics, and RhinoFi itself has got this recharge, right? So they recharge with Pulse, and every 28 days, half of that Pulse goes to buy and burn the protocol over the token over the next 28 days, and then they recharge it with the reflection tokens as well. So that with the other half, 50% they left in the treasury, and that just fills up again. So really cool protocol. We're looking forward to big things, and the chart looks amazing on the old RhinoFi there. So keep a lookout for that. It is a pretty badass token for sure, and you can see the recharge there, recharging. Look at that. Already this month, they'd already earned about 8 million, and obviously it's higher than that now. But that recharge balance, 457 453 million. That's probably much higher now, of course. And of course, they got also in the buying bin 320 million. And of course, it just keeps filling up like a cycle, recharge cycle. Really cool idea. And so we're looking forward to that. And of course, they're in some cool farms with Emmet Farms as well. So we're getting a lot of collabs between the farms and the project teams with really cool tokenomics. It's exciting to see. And the visuals are amazing on all these teams. I said to you, PulseChain is not sleeping, man. It is ramping up. And it's great to see them in the monster thread here. Now, obviously, people love memes, and memes going to be a mega theme. Obviously, we talked about yesterday, Rack & Rochelle and Briar token. And, of course, that's going to, Rack wants that to be the number one meme coin. But we've got really cool meme teams here, and I think Yeet is one of the best, man. You go into the Telegram on Yeet, and you'll feel like you've just moved into your own lounge. I mean, it's that friendly in there, damn it. These guys are so welcoming. So if you want to get into a really friendly, really positive community with Yeet meme with some of the best graphics, definitely do that. And, of course, they dropped the music beat there. Hey Jago Yeet beat remix there, which is pretty awesome. So definitely check that out. And Yeet is on the move. So it's a pure meme. I mean, we're talking about 100% pure blood meme here. Is the old bullish beats. And of course, they're looking for global takeover with their meme coin. And man, they are onto it. So Yeet there, if you want to check it out, they've got a new song drop. They're also obviously getting involved with Liberty Swap and of course Peacock as well. So on the move there. So you definitely got to check it out. And they got their latest song here, which is Hey Jago Yeet remix here. And, of course, you can see some of the cool stuff here in Africa, for goodness sake. This team here, pretty cool. So Africa, of course, the continent. I don't know what country this is that they're in. But, yeah, they got the cool dance beats, got the cool T-shirts, wearing the old Yeet T-shirts. And, yeah, we're having a good time for sure. So check it out. It is pretty cool. Yeah, not badass. And the beat's quite neat. So definitely check that out on the Monster Thread as well. All right, so let's jump into the next one, of course. If you haven't checked out, we've got a meme thing in the Monster Thread this week. What is your favorite, what's your hottest meme coin right now? And we've got Yeet at the top. We've got Top Hat from Crypto Coffee, one of our biggest influencers. We've got Briar from Rack & Rochelle, and we've got Peacock from Liberty Swap. So a great lineup there. Let us know. Go in and vote. Honestly, get in there and let's see which one rises to the top, because these are 4 big memes on PulseChain. Check them out and give it a vote. Now, we've got a new one coming into the mix here. We've got Beef World. And, of course, this is looking pretty good. The artwork is pretty spectacular. And they had a big airdrop, I think, and launched today, which is pretty awesome, too. So that's gone up to the moon. I think it's one of our top performers. We're going to check that out, too. So if you haven't checked out Beef, definitely jump into the Beef World. These guys are crushing it. Top-tier gains as well. And the artwork's pretty awesome. And definitely following the mega themes there. It's reward holder with yields from Pepe, Ink, and Hex. So if you want some of those favorite tokens, then picking it up. Yeah, and they just had the airdrop for Ribeye, and Ribeye is one of the top performers just launched, and that is going up and away on the charts. We're going to check that out. So definitely jump into Beef. If you hold apparently 5,555,000 Beef tokens, you were eligible. The first 100 were qualified there. So, yeah, I've been seeing that airdrop drop out. So Beef there on the move. So big shout there. And looking good there from Cabal King from the looks of it. So really cool. Then, of course, finally, we've got to end up with the ecosystem, right? So we've got all these people coming on, reading the PulseChain, but, of course, they need to know, what is PulseChain? How big is it? Well, if you want to find out the PulseChain ecosystem, you've got to go to Frank White. He's the man, the myth, and the legend. And, of course, we've got PLS Start, right? So you've got to check that out, plsstart.me. It is amazing. Frank White has basically listed all the different protocols, and so you got to check that out as well. It's got all the farms, everything else. And that's a little teaser of what the site looks. So you got the farms, you got the wallets, so everything you need, the block explorers to get to, to basically navigate the old PulseChain. It is pretty awesome. So you got to check it out. So let's go to the website here. We're going to quick look at it, and just to show you how big it is. Look all the projects that he's listing. Obviously, he's just continuing to list more and more as new projects launch and add to the mix here. But he's break them all into different categories as well, like NFT markets, lending, explorers, wallets, everything else is there. So you can check that out as well. So that is awesome. That is just amazing. That's the Monster Thread, guys. And then, of course, we've got to wrap it up with, of course, I guess, the other daily show, right? What's the other daily show amongst the large influencers on PulseChain? Obviously, it's the Crypto Night show, but also the Crypto Paradise has now moved from daily over the last couple of weeks, and it's fantastic. These guys are professionals. They have been doing such a great job. And, of course, that is the surf token, right? These guys are absolutely amazing. And, of course, they've got this beautiful beach theme as well. And a surf token there. They've got a great analysis in the Monster Thread about where surf will go from here. And, of course, they've got a bullish falling wedge pattern right now playing out. And, of course, you can check that out with Nick Hillman there. These are all big KOLs, right? So they've all got big followings, 40, 50,000 followings each. These guys are a major team. And they are doing, we are lucky to have them, honestly, on PulseChain. They're doing fantastic. They keep fattening up the liquidity of the surf token as well. looks pretty awesome. And of course, if you get into the DAO, 200,000 tokens, surf tokens to get in the DAO, and you can start reaping some of the rewards in their different DAO categories. It is pretty awesome. And he does an amazing breakdown, Nick Hillman here, about surf token and where it's breaking out on this falling wedge. And so you definitely want to check that out. So big shout out to the Crypto Paradise team. Of course, there are the other two members, Nate and Amaru. They are incredible communicators and doing analytical work. So Crypto Paradise is in the mix. So what a monster thread this week. Man, oh man, oh man. That is outstanding. So check it out. And of course, the link there is in the chat. But that is awesome. The monster thread is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I got some breaking news, guys. This is monster thread number 14. Monster thread number 13. 38,000 views, all-time high for monster thread number 13. Is monster thread 14 here going to go over 40,000 views? I think it's going to, guys. Get excited. And that means that PulseChain has got a place where they can go read all the latest, hottest news, what is going off, because a lot of people are busy, right? They're out there doing there's a lot of stuff happening on X and social media. How do I get up? And they just have to go to the monster thread every week. They can find out all the hottest stories, everything that's trending, all the cool things that are happening, all the new people that are coming, what people are doing. It's all in the monster thread there. And of course, week after week, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're only at that inflection point, right? We just come out of the SEC on the 7th of July. We're now in the new era of PulseChain. We've got all these mega themes happening. It's game on. And now, of course, people have got a way of onboarding new people. So spread it out to all your friends. If you want them to understand about how the PulseChain is going, that's the place to be. The monster thread is on the move, guys. It is awesome. Now we've got Fast Abdul in the house there. I'm here for the tech. Big shout out to Fast Abdul. Fast Abdul is out there working hard, bringing on new influencers. So big shout out there, Fast Abdul. We've got Crypto MVS in the house there. Morning, Superman. Good morning, Crypto MVS. Of course, he's the editor-in-chief and, of course, the promotions lead for the Crypto Night Show. Does an amazing job, and he's out and about really helping a lot of teams, of course, get the best out of their projects. So big shout out to Crypto MVS there, and what a great monster thread this week indeed. So big shout out there. We got Derek in the house there. Action-packed show tonight, says Derek. It is, man. We're up to an hour and 16 minutes. You guys know I normally finish here, but we're not finished. We're going to have to go for another 15 minutes at least. We've got lots more to talk about. It is going to be epic, but it's exciting. So let's move on and, of course, get into the PulseChain results today. For day 823, I think it is. We're probably over actually day 822. Actually, I think we've flipped over the new day. But 822, we're on day 823 right now. Just started. We got at the moment, let's do a refresh just to make sure I've got the latest and greatest. We've got pretty much flat prices. So we've got the golden crosses. Now we've kind of had a little pullback yesterday, and then we're kind of flat today, right? We're getting a little bit of green candle right now. This is great. We've got the RSI just cooling off, right? And you want that to cool off so that the market makers can come in and go boom after those golden crosses, and up we go. It's pretty massive. I can't believe I just hit my hand, but it's just the way it goes. We got Pulse at the moment, quadruple 0505, and we're up just under 1%, sitting at exactly the 50% mean sacrifice price at the moment. Some of those big, large sacrifices will be slightly in the money there. I think it was down at about 30% or so was the big whales, like the Rack and Rochelle's of the world, but that's kind of in the mark there. We got Pulse at the moment, quadruple 0394, up just under 1% up as well. And we've got buy and burn sitting at 7.57% of the public supply. And then we've got Hex incentive token at the moment, $2.09, but 0.2%. And we've got Hex there is the one really in the green, 2.3% at 1.22 cents. You guys can feel it, right? You can sense it. Obviously, it's on the move. Game on is coming, guys. It is game on. I mean, I'm getting excited. You guys know it. Normally, I'm far more reserved and demure, but you guys know I've been ramping up my excitement because I am excited. It's flowing from the heart, and it is getting epic, guys. I just can't believe some of these numbers. Like I could sit looking at these strategic reserve and all those increases, and I could actually, my mind could just explode over and over again. It's that crazy, what's happening, and it's just better than we could ever imagine. This is as good as it gets. I don't think ever in a period of history, maybe when we've got like super advanced technology, but in history that's going to be like this in the near term. It's just insane. We've got everything lining up. The golden age of America, the golden age of crypto. It is a wonderful thing to be a part of. It's going to be so awesome there. And it's exciting times ahead. You're the man, says Q-Baller. I appreciate that one more time. All right, let's jump over the house there. That's where we are on the mark. Let's go to the stats. Gas prices right now, we're sitting at 1.3 million beats, 2 cents for a Pulse X right now. So that's the first time we've been over 1 million beats since we're doing the live stream the last sort of 5 days. We've got Valor's right now, 52,566, pretty similar to yesterday. And we've got the bridge right now is sitting at 105.8 million. And as you guys know, we did lose a bit of ETH there. I used to lost a little bit of DAI, and I think that's really changed. But here we are right now on the mark. So everything else looks pretty similar. I have got a snapshot, as you guys know, from 2 days ago or so, but we won't go through that today because we already did it. I did a big breakdown of stable coins. I'm going to do another breakdown of stable coins as well. I did a breakdown yesterday with Rack and 2 days ago, was it? Rack and Michelle. Yeah, we went through the liquidity forks. I think it was yesterday, actually, was it? I can't remember now. I've done so much stuff. It was crazy. But that is where we are on that. So let's go over to PulseChain details. $29.2 million. So we're up about $1.5 million, $2 million from yesterday. And we got some of the movers. So what are the movers? Obviously, I'm not endorsing any of the new tokens. You know, you got to do your due diligence on that. We're just going through what is actually performing really well. We got P-Boss there. So Ibiza Crypto Bosses, been around for 21 hours. It's up 3,800%. 566k volume and 139 liquidity. So that's doing very well indeed. Let's have a look quick there. We got this this picture that's been floating around X all the way with the crypto bosses there with all the names. You can check it out. Justin Sun, Donald Trump, etc. Wearing that flat haircut. I have seen a video of the real guy, which is pretty funny. So that is on the move right now. So yeah. All right. So that chart there is at quarter of a penny right now. So we'll see how that goes. We got Gigacock here, apparently. That is up 743%. Been around for a day, half a day or something. So that is on the move as well. Been paired up with Briar. We got Ribeye. So this is the one from Cabal King here. And the beef token that we just saw in the monster thread. Been around for 10 hours and it's up 363%. Had part of the airdrop as well. But that chart's still looking pretty good, isn't it? Let's go to the hourly chart there. There's the hourly chart there. Rolling over a little bit. So we'll see where it goes. But performing pretty well. 4 zeros, 7,900 right now. So ribeye. So, you know, pick up some beef, I guess, is the way to go. Not sure if the first 100 have gone, so you want to jump in the Telegram there, but definitely check that out. We got Brian in the house from Brian is here, and that's we got that 3%. Been around for 1 day. It's got a little 10 electricity too, so getting a little bit of sponsorship there. So a quick look at that one. Brian is in here. Brian. And yeah, the chart's looking actually pretty good. Quad 0 6,700 at the moment. And we've got any details around that. The dev sold everything, vanished like a fart in the wind, and left Brian for dead. There we go. So yeah, that is the mark there. You can check it out. Q1 accidentally listed on DEX. There we go. So you can check all that details out. That Brian. I started off. I did it better the first time, didn't I? All right, so let's jump over to the next one. We got Dump Tires. It's on a bit of a comeback. Been around for 8 days, up 81%. So a big move there. We've got Shiba Inu there, been around for 2 years, of course, the fork copy. So we've got the fork meme. So as I said, you know, why not have a PulseChain reserve, right? You know, strategic reserve. We've got all these fork copies, and maybe that's something we're going to see very soon. Could be very exciting there. 43% right now. And we've got a Synthesis DeFi, been around for 8 months, up 39%. P Flanny, which I think was, P Flanny, been around for 7 days, got 100x, promotion there. And of course, that is up 29%. Solana Pump Tires is up 6.8%. Top Hat meme coin, of course, that's on the Monster Thread poll right now. That's up 5% there from Crypto Coffee, sitting at 0.2 of a penny. Let's have a quick look and see how that's performing. Sort of had a bit of a sell-off here. Looks like it's found some support around 0.2 of a penny. That's from Crypto Coffee. What else we got there? Best Everything. Richard Art Pump Tires up 3.9%. RSI oversold 6 months, 181,000. 3.8% up as well. Then we've got Liberty been around for 2 months, up 3%. Teddy Takeover up 3% as well. So we have got big moves today, but we've got a bit of a coming out of that little pullback yesterday from the looks of it. And now we've got a little bit of green candles, just very little on the move. Now, obviously, we've got another one here, 10 days Peacock course, up 2.5%. Let's see how that is going. Currently at 1.4 cents from the looks of it, 12 million market cap, and that's still performing very well, that chart. Not sure the RSI. Check the RSI so you don't want to buy the overbuy part. They have kind of teased a bit more utility coming to it. Obviously, they're doing the on-chain growth. But once again, I think, just give a bit of time. We've obviously got Hex on the move at number 19 and number 22. Up about 2% there. So we only got a little bit of move here, but is it just that little bit of consolidation around the RSI that's got what we're looking forward to as well? So there's some of the marks there right now. I'm not going to go too many of these, but we know we've got a few little that are like up 1%. PDC the Greys, Aliens, Unseen, Fitzgerald. They're coming back from yesterday's sell-off, right? Of course, I'm not a big proponent of this particular project. Obviously, the chart is up to the right, so that's what you want to print. But there are 4 main holders, right? So just take care out there on that one. And also they had the other token launch, right? Which I think's probably gone all the way back down the bottom here, is it? Where's it gone? Some Alamo, there it is. Number 86, down 8% right now. So let's have a quick look at Alamo. Of course, that was a benefit to the Fitzgerald one, right? So there we go. That is the mark on that chart. So the chart's still looking okay, but of course rolling over there as well. If you look at the angle there, rolling over. So you certainly already been tested back here. So yeah, let's see where that goes. A little bit uncertainty there. What else? Let's scroll back up to the top here. I think that's pretty much it. So solid exit right now. Magnificent $713, just down slightly. What else is down here? 9-inch down here down 1.7% at the moment. And then what else? Pump tires sitting down 2%. Let's see what else we've got here. Sparta down 3% there. Let's see. Pulsechain, the new farm, is down 4% right now. Let's have a look at that farm, actually, see where the price is at. And oh yeah, it's definitely had the moment come back, and of course it's now trying to find a bottom, right? RSI, probably a good idea there at that end. So let's add the RSI on this farm. And let's see, yeah, so not fully oversold on the daily yet, down 44. So really hard to know where it will find a bottom. Maybe get down to 1/10 of a 6 zeros 1,000. Currently 6 zeros 1,800 could be the mark there. So look at the 4 hourly, definitely oversold here on the 4 hourly. So might get a bit of a breather, but still don't know when that whether it will continue down there. Obviously, depending on the yields, how many people are getting innovative, how many new partners, all that sort of stuff. Lots of different variables to play in. To how that might progress moving forward. Obviously, we do see sustainable farms like Vox coming out, like Nexion, like Emmett, all these farms like that, Function Island. But you got to keep the partnerships, got to keep innovating, got to keep new yields, and keep growing your community, right? So that's always the challenge for any farm. So we'll keep a lookout for that. Surf token, we talked about that from Crypto Paradise. They're in the monster thread, down 5.7%, but on that falling wedge, waiting to break out. So definitely check that out. Probably a good pickup zone right now, and so on. We got Soil Sun Min Meal, one of my Magnificent 7, down 8% today at 4.7 cents. Was over 5 cents for quite a bit. Just capitulating a little bit here, but of course the buy and burn is the magic sauce there, and we know that they're playing market maker with that right now. So we'll keep a lookout. We are expecting big news for Sun Mini Meal in August, September, October. So we'll keep you up to date with all of that. Those are some of the ones we're going to look at. And of course, Briar down here from Rack and Rochelle. Is this a pickup right now? Obviously, we've got lower highs here. But of course, Rackham there is talking about, don't fade Briar because it's going to get massive support from him and his platforms and all the potential investment capital. So yeah, be careful with the Briar one. A little different from the others, right? With a big whale, the biggest whale in PulseChain. With big plans. So don't know that. A little bit different from other coins on the chat there. But there's the RSI on the 4 hourly. Seem to be sitting around 45. And on the daily there, I guess have we got a print? No, we haven't got a print. Didn't think so. So there we go. That is where we are on the mark right now. Let's look at the hourly, see whether it's got any close there. We're down a bit. We could still fall a little bit more, but that is the mark right now. All right, that's going to lead us into Torus, guys. And of course, we're at an hour and 27 minutes. So I've got 3 minutes. Got 3 minutes to talk about Torus. Holy heck, we've already got a 15-minute bonus round, which is pretty cool. But yeah, 15 minutes. Yeah. Bonus round. It's bonus round, yeah, boy. All right, let's go. So Torus here, $8.15 right now. Is it? Refresh. Let me refresh. We're going to refresh here. And we got $8.15. We're going to jump into the marks here. We've only got 6.1% liquid supply, 1,554 tokens. We're on day 33, of course. And I did a 31-day summary yesterday, I think it was. And we've only got 1,554 coins. So we're still pretty low on liquid supply. Not much happening there. We have had a jump in some days. We've had 1,000 coming out. Other days only maybe 200. So we're getting ebbs and flows yet. We're not fully into the move. Now, what did I say about the supply adjustments? Day 27, which we've passed. We're on day 33. And then day 47 is the next major one, right? It's the next major one. So we're still day 33 in between those two moves. But day 47, definitely a bigger jump there. So at the moment, we've got 90,400 tokens in supply. So not a lot. Remember, we started off with 20 million. Sorry, not 20 million, 20,000. And we're now at 90,400. So given, creations and stakes coming out. And of course, some Torus has been lost forever. I think people haven't claimed their Torus. So I think we already had some of those 14-day things. Stake Torus there. We've got at least they get their earn one, right? Their original one, but not the I've got to remember the terminology right, but that is the play. We got the stake Torus there, 5,800 as stake right now. We've got 3.22 billion shares. That's the main one we're going to watch. Don't forget that when we get to the future, a lot of shares will be leaving the system. That's not to be forgotten, right? A lot of shares will be leaving the system. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of supply come out, but we're going to have a lot of shares leave the system. So if that means the ROIs will be going up, and so from that point of view. Obviously, there's a bit of a game going on there, but people will likely stake their Torus for high yields, is what we're looking to see there, and the shares get replenished. So just remember that. It's going to be pretty interesting to see all that play out after day 88, right? Now, we've had 217 billion Titanix burned, and as you guys know, Unity is coming to PulseChain, and that's going to burn tons of Pulse. So this is going to be a mega Pulse burner, right? PulseX burner. So yeah, it's going to be burning tons of that. So looking forward to PulseX being burned, not Pulse, but PulseX. Kind of cool. Let's look at the overall there. I think we were pretty close to $960,000-$70,000 in the buy and burn treasury, and I think that's probably just going up there with the mark. So looking very excited. Look at all that. Let's see if we can do some quick math. So 340. There's a lot. We're not going to do it. I'm a bit tired, so we're going to go with that. But we've got like basically almost $1 million sitting in there, something like that. So there we go. All right, we're going to be really lazy at the end of the live stream here. All right, so we're going to be, we got 5 hours. Let's do a refresh here on that. And normally I give it a go, but we're going to leave it there right now. We're going to go 5 hours. So this is 5 hours old. So we're already obviously into day 33. We've had over $1.25 million going into the protocol so far at the value of Titanix and ETH. Obviously, if Titanix ratio starts running, then this could all go up into the right very quickly. And of course, if ETH continues to rise as we're expecting these numbers to go up and away very, very fast. So they will get re-rated. Total Titanix on the system over almost 3.8 trillion and almost 100 ETH there. I think that's a little overstated, right? So maybe 95 ETH or so has gone into the protocol. And of course, we can see the future stuff coming out. So I said to you day 27. Day 27, we jumped from basically 1,873 accumulative Torus coming out to 3,400. And we've gone past that, right? We're now on day 33. So day 33 here, we've had a jump of about 400 tokens, 450. And then tomorrow, we're jumping, quite a decent jump tomorrow. And what's that, 500, 1,500, is it? 8,500, 1,400. Yeah, about 1,400 tokens jumping tomorrow. And then the next day, we also got a decent little jump there. Actually, not too bad, actually. Only 300 tokens, is it? Yeah, 300 tokens. Is it? Am I right? No, 9,000. So not unbad. So it's more like 1,300 tokens. So we've got 2 decent days ahead of us, day 34, 35. And then I think it's day 36. Yeah, then we calm down, day 36, 37, etc. And it's not really until we get to day 47 before we have the next jump. Day 46, we're going to have 23,000 tokens accumulated that have come out. Remember, some of these are being burned and staked and things like that, bought off the market. But then we're going to jump at day 46 for 47. That's a pretty decent jump. 23,650 tokens to 35,800. So that's a pretty big jump. What about 12,000 tokens? So that's going to be the first. We talked about day 27, the first sort of jump in supply. Then 47 is the next one, right? And then by the time we get to day 50, day 60, we're up to 110,000. And then it's just game on from there, right? Get to day 75, 300,000 coins accumulated come out. By the time we get to day 88, we're at 1.7 million coins. So the world's going to be changing. We've only got 19.8 million or something, 9.6 million now. So we're going to be a very different world by the time we get out there. But of course, as these things come out, the share pool drops, right? The share pool drops right off. And so that's going to be what we're going to be interested to see people go into the protocol. So keep a lookout for that. Really, really fun. All right, so how many creations we're at? We definitely had a little burst of creations, around 50, 60, and that's tapered off about 25 to 30 creations the last 5 days. So are we going to see little ebbs and flows? I think we will. I think we'll see ebbs and flows in the number of creations, especially as we move forward in time. We're going to get these ebbs and flows in creations and staking, right? 1,800 creations so far. Yeah, all pretty fascinating. Really is amazing. Flip things on here. 164 stakes so far. That is the mark. And you can see that, we had a big amount of stakes yesterday. Look at that. 5 stakes. Isn't that interesting? So that is really weird. Look at that. It's really out of the mill there. We had 1 before that, and we had 5 on day 33. Isn't that interesting? So we get supply out. People might buy off the market and stake it. And of course, people may get their matured tokens and stake that as well. And I think we saw that overnight. So pretty cool. People are playing the system the way it should be. It's really designed for long-term staking with hopefully high yields. That's kind of the play. And of course, it's capturing all that buy and burn value. As we get ETH running away, if we get Titanix run away, all that money is just going to balloon from 1 million to 3 million, 5 million, 10 million very quickly. And we know that narrative is true for Titanix generally. And of course, if Titanix does, we get 15K Ethereum, then that Titanix will probably have about $100 million in buy and burn treasury, which is massive, right? It's got its own little magic cup right from that point of view with the old buy and burn. And of course, DragonX and Helios and Torus now in the mix there, and fun times ahead. And no doubt Inferno will probably do pretty well under those circumstances also. So I hope you guys enjoyed the coverage. It's an hour and 34 minutes. What a live stream. We've got a really great bunch of people watching right now. So a big shout out to everybody. It really is awesome to have you all here. And I hope you've enjoyed the Alpha Show. It really has been. We've chocked these last couple of shows, honestly, just full of all the leading stuff, information. We've covered everything from the ETH strategic reserves. We've talked about all the mega themes, tokenization, payments, you name it. Just amazing stuff happening. PulseChain, all the possibilities in PulseChain now are going to be the same possibilities with Ethereum. And of course, it's just about people taking advantage of those opportunities and bringing them to life, right? We know that Rack and Michelle has said, you don't know what's coming. And I think it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm presuming that some of those big players have got, PulseChain strategic reserves on their mind. Maybe it's a medium-sized player developer out there that takes the first initiative and starts building the alliance to build that out. So that could be pretty exciting where it all heads. So I hope you guys enjoyed this show. It's going to be pretty awesome. Less than 10 days away till Richard Hart's marketing hits the streets in the United States with the old $200,000 electronic devices. We've got less than 5 weeks or something, 5 weeks to go to the interest rate cuts. It's game on, don't you think? It's game on. I think so. And we've got all these cool projects inside the Monster Thread. Aren't they amazing? Look at those projects just doing amazing stuff. And the news today on Monster Thread was just next level. We're game on. Everybody's starting to come, and it's just the beginning. We're at that inflection point between the two eras, this SEC era and the bull run era for PulseChain. And you guys here at the right time. And like I say, you maybe have a week to 5 weeks to really delay those eggs before we get that interest rate cut, and it's game on. All right, we may see, as Richard Hart always says, we may see a God mode candle as well. I don't know if Richard Hart's available right now, but if he is, could he answer the door? Let's see if he turns up. Well, hey, come in, Richard. You're welcome to come in at any time. And of course, welcome to the chat.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment because it's easier to get them because it takes less economic energy because there's less of it for sale.
Certainly is. And we agree with Richard. And look, there could be a God mode candle anytime. We've got a nice RSI calling here after the golden grosses. It's looking really good, guys. Marketing only days away. I'm so excited. Can you tell? It's very, very exciting times. All right, take care. Enjoy it. And I'll get you on tomorrow's live stream. Check out the Monster Thread, number 14. And of course, will we go over 40,000 views this week? You guys make it possible. So get out there, spread the word. PulseChain is on the move. Get it there. We're primed for the bull run. All right, take care.